TopMedTalk.
Well, hello, I'm Desiree Chappell with TopMedTalk. We're at Anesthesiology 2020 here in New Orleans, Louisiana. We've been having amazing conversations over the last 3 days. It started, actually, our first conversation on Saturday morning with Dr. Elizabeth Drum. We were speaking about the American Society of Anesthesiologists Global Humanitarian Outreach Committee. During that conversation, Liz and I were talking about a program that has been funded by Edwards Life Sciences and sponsored by the American Society of Anesthesiologists called the Global Scholars Program. After that conversation, Liz and I kept chatting about ways that we wanted to highlight the work of these amazing international anesthesiologists. So we've been able to squeeze in a couple extra interviews to see what's happening with the program, talk to these amazing individuals from across the globe, and see how the ASA is working to help spread education for anesthesiologists throughout the international anesthesia community. So at this time, we'll introduce our guests, and then we'll take a little bit of time to talk to each one. So I'm going to start with you, Dr. Paul. If you could give us your name and where you're from.
Yes, my name is Dr. Paul Mwasapi. I'm from Tanzania, the land of plain of Serengeti. I'm working as an anesthesiologist and educator at the National Hospital, which is called Muhimbili National Hospital, Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. Yeah.
All right. And how long have you been an anesthesiologist?
Oh, now is my sixth year of being an anesthesiologist.
All right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Dr. Mahalet?
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm Mahalet Tadesevsa. I'm also a cardiothoracic anesthesiologist. I'm from Ethiopia. I'm currently working at Addis Ababa University, the Black Lion Hospital.
Right, and you're a former president of the...
And yes, of course, I'm the past president of the Ethiopian Society of Anesthesiologists. I just handed over this July, actually.
Okay.
So I was the past president of the Ethiopian Society of Anesthesiologists, and I just handed over my role just this July.
Oh, congratulations on your
Yes.
term. Yes, well, hopefully we can get a little bit more into that.
Yes.
And Dr. Sofalida.
Yes, hello. My name is Sofalida Cruz. I am anesthesiologist. I'm working in a general hospital in Cambodia, Southeast Asia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And how long have you been a practicing anesthesiologist?
It's nearly 5 years.
5 years.
And like last year, I just started being a lecturer at university.
Oh,
yeah.
Very good. Okay, well, I'm sure we'll talk about that. And then Dr. Fiona.
Yes, I'm Dr. Fiona Nansubuga. I come from Uganda, the land of mountain gorillas. I work at the Uganda Cancer Institute. I'm an anesthesiologist there. Yeah, and now ASA Global Scholar 2022.
Yeah, absolutely. How long have you been a practicing anesthesiologist?
4 years.
For 4 years.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So different parts of your career, but you guys have been practicing for a little bit. Mahalet, I forgot to ask you, how long have you been practicing?
So I finished my general anesthesiology at 2014, so 8 years now.
8 years.
I finished my cardiothoracic in 2021.
In 2020. Congratulations on that, too.
Thank you.
Well, Dr. Paul, tell us about the Global Scholar Program. What does it entail? I've heard a little bit from Liz, but would love to hear more from your perspective.
Yes, so global program is such a very nice opportunity that I got to be exposed to through my country anesthesia society, and after going through the website and see the testimonial of other global programs, I was really intrigued to apply because of the opportunities that the scholarship do entail to offer. And my experience as a global scholar was composed with this activity that we have now, the ASA Anesthesiology 2022, but also was in tandem with an observership at Tulane University.
Great.
So I got to experience the new way that a little bit different from where I'm used and I'm based on my practices, and attend some of the education sessions that were the highlight of my visit.
Yes, it sounds like it. So the Global Scholar Program put on by the ASA is something that you apply for.
Yes.
And then if you're accepted and awarded the Scholars Program, then you're funded to be able to travel here to the Anesthesiology 2022. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
And then you spent some time at Tulane.
Yes.
That I'm sure. What was that like seeing anesthesia delivered here in the U.S. compared to back at home?
Back in my country, I'm working on a national hospital. So there are some things that have a great similarity to where I'm working, but also I'm exposed to a vast different of practicing areas. Some of the upcountry hospitals, they are way different.
Yes, I'm sure.
So we got to be exposed to different type of technology and different kind of team dynamics.
Yeah.
In mentorship.
Wonderful. Well, we'll come back to you in just a little bit to talk about the things that you're most excited to take home. Dr. Mehelet, tell us a little bit. You've been a president of your national society in your country. Tell us what this Global Scholars Program has meant to you.
Okay, thank you. So it's been a wonderful opportunity. So just to have the different perspective, just to see how anesthesia is practiced, how far the field of anesthesiology has grown in other places. So I've also had the opportunity to observe at Oshner's clinic here.
Oh, good.
So it was quite amazing just to look at the hospital systems, how it's organized, having the chance to attend this huge annual conference, meeting all anesthesiologists from everywhere, sharing our experiences, hearing from my fellow global scholars, hearing their experiences, hearing the experiences from the American anesthesiologists. It's been an amazing opportunity, and I hope to take this back home and, of course, reflect it and share it with my colleagues as well. So it significantly broadened my perspective. So it's been a huge opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Have you been able to focus in on some of the cardiac anesthesia track that they have here and spend much time there?
Yes, not as much as when you look at the program, there is just so
pretty
many
robust.
areas where you want to attend. Some of them they are at the same time, but as much as possible, yes, I've tried to attend some of the cardiothoracic programs related to my field. I've tried to attend some of the global anesthesia programs, which I'm also very much interested in. So it's been a huge opportunity. I mean, the only problem is it's just too vast to just finish everything in this in this few days.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be back to learn more, and there's probably other opportunities to share the same type of educations, hopefully, as you go back home, maybe virtually and collaborating with international colleagues, I'm sure is going to be huge for you guys. I hope it is.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that. Now, Dr. Sofalida, and I know I'm pronouncing that
It's
not
correct.
incorrectly, I'm sorry. Tell us a little bit about your experience of anesthesia in your country. What is it like delivering anesthesia in your country?
Yes, thank you. Like most of anesthesiologists in my country need to work like all kinds of surgery, mostly, except we have cardiac anesthesiologists and
Cardiac
Yeah.
anesthesia, yes.
Yeah. Besides this, we work all kinds like OB, general, orthopedic, and sometimes pediatric. Yes, and we lack of specialist anesthesiologists. Most of our hospital there are only like nurse practitioner. Sometimes they got full curriculum. Some not just internal training in the hospital to be nurse anesthetist.
Okay.
Yes, and so we try our best, like university, like hospital, training hospital, try to focus more to recruit more anesthesiologists to work for the whole country. Yeah.
And so were you able to do an observation as well?
Yep, I did.
Yeah.
In LSU.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great experience.
And how is that different for you to see what
For
we
me, in the past I got a fellowship from WFSA to do a clinical research in Ohio State for 1 year and 2018. Yeah, so I feel familiar with the setting over there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
You've had some exposure to it
Yeah,
for sure. And the
yeah.
WFSA is the World Federation of the Society of Anesthesiology. So that is a wonderful program. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you so much. We'll come back to you in just a second. And then, Dr. Fiona, tell us a little bit about your practice in your country.
Thank you very much. In my country, we have both the physician anesthetists, or what we call the anesthesiologists, and then the nurse anesthetists, which we call the anesthetic officers in our country. The anesthetic officers provide most of the care because there are over 430 anesthetic officers in our country as compared to only about 80 something anesthesiologists. So most of the care is provided by them. We started out as different care providers trying to do work separate ways, but we've tried to now sink in to try to log in the physicians together with the nurse anesthetists to provide the safe care for patients in my country. The need is still there to train more physician anesthetists or anesthesiologists, and so we're working on that to attract many people to come and join their residency in anesthesia. Yeah, and so you realize that in our country, most of the hospitals lack physician anesthetists. Yeah, and so the nurse anesthetists do most of the work. But now with the growing numbers of anesthesiologists in my country, we hope we surely have at least an anesthesiologist at least at most of the big hospitals around, and then we can visit all over so that we work together with the nurse anesthetists.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, what has the Global Scholar Program meant to you so far?
It has been a chance for collaboration because when I came here, I've met so many people,
Yes.
both from East Africa, where I come from, and then globally that have all have one need to ensure our patient safety in anesthesia, and I think that is a lot for me because I know from there's a lot that we can do together to make the world safe for anesthesia for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for sharing your story and your experiences with the Global Scholar Program. Just one more time, Dr. Paul, tell us, what do you hope to take back from this experience? You know, not just this weekend, but just the Global Scholar Program.
Sure. So I'm going to take a lot of things, a lot of input that I've collected during my week-long stay over here. The first, to organize an event like this is something foreign in my country. We are going to like our third year without having our domestic conferences. So I think there is a need to put the bright mind that are exposed to the same challenges and the same activities in different places, so as to come and share some of the idea and the experiences. Another thing that I will take to my home is the experiences that I've seen at my observership at Tulane. I was much more interested with the coordination between the surgical team.
Yeah.
They treated each other with a certain courtesy and level of respect. That sort of dynamic is somewhat foreign in my setting, especially because anesthesia is a new discipline. You know,
Okay.
when I was taking my residence program, there were like roughly 10 anesthesiologists in a
In
country
your
that
country.
a population of 64 million. So even the exposure of surgeons toward anesthesia, to know what is it about, what level of courtesy they should be extended, what value they are bringing as a key member of a surgical team. It's something that it was not known to many. So yeah, this scholarship is strengthened me to go and do a lot of advocacy to recruit to join anesthesia.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. And Dr. Mehalet, you're a cardiac anesthesiologist in Ethiopia. Is that something that's common?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the second cardiothoracic anesthesiologist in the country now. So we just developed a cardiothoracic fellowship program. I was the first graduate as well.
Congratulations.
So we do have a huge burden of this cardiothoracic, especially cardiac surgery, cardiac problems in the country, and we're still in the infancy of developing these cardiac services. So just like the surgery is developing, we're trying to match it with developing more cardiothoracic anesthesiologists. So we hope to grow better. And this has been a huge opportunity because I've met a lot of people. I've met people. Was good networking. So that's something to look forward to because we do need partners to increase the quality of the education, to have the same opportunity I was given. It would also be good for others to have this opportunity because when you come here and you look at the hospital system, I mean, you learn a lot. You, as a clinician, as an educator, I mean, how the work discipline, how you handle your patients. There's just a lot of things which you might think minor, but which we can take away from. So definitely building these partnerships for the education, for research. I mean, there's a huge opportunity we have here. So yeah.
Great. Well, thank you, and good luck, definitely in your endeavors. Dr. Chappell, in your country, what are you hoping to take back from the experiences that you've had here at the meeting?
Yes, thank you for your question. Yes, I learned a lot from this program. Yes, first, I do observationship. I have met many people from there, like my mentor and residents. So I made networking. So in the future, I would say I would need help from them to help my society, my anesthesiologist society, to maybe conduct to host domestic annual congress. It's not big like that, but it need to be start having international guest speaker, something like that.
Yeah.
And for practical change, I would from this wonderful meeting is I would share to my colleagues about some point that we need to be changed in practice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. And Dr. Fiona, any last words that you wanted to share about the Global Scholars Program?
I'm really appreciative that this was brought out to us and we were able to come here and have such a wonderful experience. And I'm hoping that it does not stop here, that the people we bumped into could always set for bigger things to make the world a better place for anesthesia.
Well, I think those are wonderful words to end on. Thank you so much for taking the time, and thank you for your work in these endeavors in the profession of anesthesiology. I'm so heartwarming to know that you guys are guiding lights in your countries and bringing that together with the Global Scholars Program. So thank you.
TopMedTalk. Thanks for downloading TopMedTalk. Don't forget to subscribe via your podcatcher. Don't forget to check us out on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And also, don't forget, TopMedTalk is the broadcasting arm of EBPOM, Evidence-Based Perioperative Medicine. We'd love you to find out more about that. If you check out ebpom.org, you can find low prices on some of the conferences we're organising around the world. Many of them are virtual and don't even involve you leaving your own home. Check out ebpom.org now.